Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly live at 1. We're going to continue on with our um, same concept that we started last week. It's pretty much how to start a legitimate business and how to incorporate your business. This week, we're going to be going over the ins and outs of business taxes. And first and foremost, we're just gonna introduce myself. I am Kenethia Blue. I'm an accountant and I'm a tax specialist. I am currently pursuing my master's degree in accounting. I already have my bachelor's in accounting, and I do have experience with handling tax work. So I've done taxes for individuals and for businesses for over 4 years now. I even do my own, and I've done some family members' taxes. Okay. I am also in the process of obtaining the CPA certification, certified public accountant, and I am a mother of 3. Got 2 boys. Sorry, not 2 boys, 2 girls and a boy. And I am a QuickBooks Pro advisor. So I have a lot of experience. I like to assist business owners in law firms throughout the United States with not only lowering their taxes, but being able to scale their business. So whether it's you needing to cut expenses or you need budgeting, forecasting, or handling cash flow management, feel free, schedule a consultation with us. It's free, it's 15 minutes, and I'll be more than happy to see how we can work together and we can, help you scale that business the way that you want to. So we're going to go over, like I said, the types of business taxes. So we're going to cover federal income tax, state income tax, estimated taxes, employment tax, self-employment tax, and then, of course, sales and use tax, mostly just sales tax. And, of course, we'll let you know how you can contact us. So the first thing we're going to cover is federal and state income tax. Income tax is pretty much a tax that's levied by the government that's directly on income, okay? All businesses except partnerships must file an annual income tax return in order to pay this. Now, partnerships, they only file an information return because, of course, if you're a partnership, it's a flow. You'll be paying the tax on your personal income tax return, okay? So the amount of tax that gets levied against your business is going to be dependent on the amount of income your business has or business makes and your business structure. The most important part of income tax, whether it's federal or state or both, because not all, like I said, the most important portion when it comes to income tax is the way your business is structured, okay? So if you're an LLC, if you're a partnership, if you're a corporation, S corporation, or you're a sole proprietor, that's going to determine how much tax is going to be levied against your business income, okay? And most business owners pay their income tax through estimated taxes. Now, you don't have to pay estimated taxes, but it is a good thing to look into if you believe your business will owe over $1,000 in taxes to the federal government, okay? And the only way you're gonna probably know that is if you've been in business already or you speak to an accountant or a tax professional. They're going to be able to better assist you when it comes to the taxes portion of your business. Now, estimated taxes, like I said, is a way that businesses pay state and income taxes that may be owed to the government before the filing of their yearly annual return. Okay. So, like I said, it's a good thing to look into because you don't want to be hit with a tax bill of thousands of dollars come tax season, because then you're going to have to scramble around and figure out how you're going to pay that tax when you probably could have paid estimated taxes and then found other deductions or credits to help lower that tax. But we'll talk about that in another live. Probably next week we'll go over credits and deductions. Individuals, including sole proprietors, partners, and S corporations, or S corporation shareholders, generally have to make estimated tax payments if they expect to owe tax of $1,000 or more when their return is filed. Corporations usually make estimated tax payments if it's going to be $500 or more when the return is filed. And in order to start the estimated tax payments process, you use Form 1040 ES. Okay? And like I said, if you get with your tax professional or your accountant, they'll be able to help you when it comes to anything that has to do with taxes for your business. And pretty much that's what you're paying them for. They're supposed to help you, okay? And the next type of tax that we're going to go over is employment tax. So if your business is at the point where you have employees, you are required to pay employment taxes, and you have to file the proper forms for those taxes, okay? The type of employment taxes that you're going to pay when it comes to your employees, Social Security and Medicare, federal income tax withholding, and FUTA, federal unemployment tax, which is if you've had a regular 9-to-5 or even a part-time job, your employer has withheld these types of taxes from your paycheck before. So now that you're an employer, you have to do the same, okay? Also, self-employment tax. So like I said, if you're a business owner, you're paying yourself, you're gonna have to pay some self-employment tax, okay? And it's really just a Social Security and Medicare tax that's primarily for individuals who work for themselves, okay? Your payments of self-employment tax, SE tax, contribute to your coverage under the Social Security system. So when you get ready to retire and you want to collect Social Security, if it's still available for some people, the younger generation, you have to pay SE tax, okay? And it usually only applies if your net earnings from self-employment will be $400 or more, which depending on the type of business that you have and when you started the business, it's gonna apply to a lot of people. Also, if you work for a church or a qualified church-controlled organization that elected an exemption from Social Security and Medicare taxes, you are subject to SE tax if you receive $108.28 or more in wages, okay? And that's from the church or the organization, not from outside sources. That has to be specifically from that church, okay? Next is going to be sales tax. And sales tax is, it can be a lot, okay? So when it comes to sales tax, it's a point of purchase levy that is paid by consumers who buy the taxed goods and services within the borders of the taxing authority. So I'm in Florida, like I've already stated, Brandon, Florida. So if I'm selling goods that have to be, that are taxed to another person in Florida, they have to pay sales tax on that good or service, okay? In the US, the authority is a state and sometimes a county or a city that levies this tax. And the tax is added to the price of the item or service, and it's included in the total cost for the buyer, which is a consumer. So when you're buying something and you're paying sales tax, this is why, because you have to pay sales tax on that good or that service, okay? Most tangible property like furniture or toothbrushes is going to be taxable, but there are some exceptions, and each state has their own exceptions for different products. So you need to check your local state when it comes to figuring out if you need to, if your customers have to pay a sales tax on that product or service. One choice states get to make when it comes to sales tax is going to be if it's going to be origin-based or if it's going to be destination-based. Origin based is pretty much when online sellers charge sales tax based at the sales tax rate of their business location. So I'm in Florida, I would have to charge the Florida sales tax rate, which would be 6%. If I'm not mistaken, it should be 6%. Now, for destination-based states, it is for online sellers who are required to collect sales tax at the customer's ship-to address. So if you're selling a product or a service, mostly it's going to be a product that you're going to ship somewhere. So a product that's going to be shipped to your customer's address. So if I'm going to ship something to Georgia and say Florida's destination-based state, then I would need to charge that customer the sales tax rate of Georgia. Not of Florida, but of Georgia. I may be in Florida, but I'm shipping it to them, and Florida would have been, and let's say Florida is the destination-based state, okay? Now, in order to determine if you're required to pay a sales and use tax, you need to check with your local state Department of Revenue. So for me, it's Florida Department of Revenue. It could be the Georgia Department of Revenue. It could be California Department of Revenue. Whatever your state is, that's the Department of Revenue website that you need to check. Or you can just simply ask your accountant or tax or your accountant, okay? And they will help you determine whether you have a sales tax nexus, an economic nexus, whether your state is going to be origin or destination based. They're going to be able to give you information on whether or not you need to be charging sales tax to your customers and what type of sales tax do you need to charge to your customer for what state. Because if it's destination based, guess what? You're going to have to pay, your customers are going to have to pay the sales tax for their state. Now, a sales tax nexus is where your business has a presence, but like all other things, where your business has a presence, where you reside and where you conduct business. So I reside in Brandon, Florida. I conduct business in Florida. Also, I conduct business in other states as well. But if I was selling a good or a service that has to be taxed to my consumers or to my customer base, then I would pay the Florida sales tax rate, okay? Now, there is something that is an economic nexus, and that's used for online sellers. So someone who's, just pretty much just selling everything online, they're virtual, okay? They would have to, if that state has the economic nexus, they would need to pay the tax for whatever state that is. And not all states have an economic nexus. And the economic nexus is that you exceed a state mandated dollar amount of sales in a state, or you make over a certain state mandated number of transactions in a state. Okay, so if that applies to you when it comes to sales tax, then you're gonna most likely have to levy that tax to your customers when it comes to them purchasing the good or service. So, like I said, when it comes to e-commerce or online businesses, there's a lot of gray area when it comes to sales tax. So that's why you need to speak to an accountant or when it comes to this type of thing, because they're going to be able to let you know if you have sales tax nexus for your state, or even if you have to pay it for out of state. So if you have to pay it for Georgia or Alabama, but you live in New York, they're able to better help you figure out more on sales taxes. Also, for online sellers, online taxes doesn't really apply to smaller business. The size is determined by the sales and the number of transactions, or in some states, it's both. So like I said, that's where the economic nexus comes in. And the general maximum for most states is going to be $100,000 in sales or 200 transactions. But each state has a different requirement. Florida doesn't really have a requirement when it comes to online sellers, but like I said, you need to do more research or you need to talk to an accountant. Okay. And that's pretty much all that I have for everyone today. If you have any questions, of course, you can drop them below the video. We will try to answer them as best as we can. If you need to get in contact with us, you can check our website, www.bluetaxsolutions.com. That's not our email address, sorry. That's our scheduling link, but it says email address, but that's not correct. Our scheduling link is www.calendly.com/bluetaxsolutions, or you can reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram. Facebook is www.facebook.com/bluetaxsolutions. Instagram is www.instagram.com/qbluesolutions. So if you need any help with any of this, please schedule a consultation and we'll try to see if we can assist you with your business needs as best as we can, okay? It's free, it's 15-minute consultation, and we can see if it's good for us to work together. Like I said, any questions, please post them below. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next week.